This week's blog post is all about why journaling is my go-to method of personal development. A few weeks ago, I did a vlog post on all different types of personal development, and I just barely scratched the surface on my journaling journey. I thought it was fitting with the release of the 7-day journal journey to share a little bit more with you about how I journal, why I journal, and how I even got into it. So, how I got into it was really interesting. I kept feeling like I needed to journal. I love the concept of journaling. I love the thought about being able to kind of go back in time via what was written in a journal. But I wasn't an avid journaler when I started having these thoughts. So my driver personality kept showing up saying, I'm going to journal every day. I think I even set a New Year's resolution that said, I'm going to journal every day for this entire year. Well, I made it until like January 5th because I was going about this all wrong. But eventually, the habit of journaling stuck. And for a while, it took on different shapes and forms, and it came out in different styles, which is all included in the 7-day journal journey. But eventually it rounded out. It became more free-form writing, just getting the thoughts of my day out onto a piece of paper and just having a place to capture what was really going on in my life. Or actually, sometimes you can see what wasn't going on in my life based on what I was writing at the time. I have a lot of people ask me, how did I start journaling? How do you get into it? Is there a right way to journal? And I think the only way you can go wrong with journaling is not doing it. I think there is something very intimate and releasing about taking time with just your thoughts and putting them down on paper. When you are writing physically on a piece of paper, your brain can't really do much else besides think and reflect. Journaling is my go-to method for personal development because oftentimes it's the only time in my day where it's just me and my thoughts. Now, some of you are like, oh, hell no, I'm not spending time with my thoughts because my thoughts are Yeah, I get that. I have those days too, but all day long you're connected to other people beside yourself. You pick up your phone and you're connected to millions of other people. You head to work and you're surrounded all day by your coworkers. It's hard to know where you are at in your own life when you're not taking the time to sit down and reflect about that. A super simple way to just start journaling is to just sit down at the start of the page, just do a 2-sentence capture of what happened in your day. Kind of a play-by-play, what are the facts of what happened in that day. Then just see what else comes up. Ask yourself the question, what else do I need to write about today? And see what comes out. It might be a drawing, it might be a poem, it might be more about what actually happened in your day. It might be a list of things you're grateful for. There's so many different things that can come out when you just pause and give yourself that chance to answer the question, what else do I want to journal about today? If you can't get past the facts of your day, I think that's okay. I think if that's helping you build the habit of carving out time in your day to journal, I think that's important as well. I've been journaling for a couple years now, but I wanted to share a little bit about how I knew it was my go-to method because I'm kind of a self-help, personal development junkie, and I dabble in a lot of different areas. Yoga, reading, classes, reading articles on the internet, asking people for feedback, working with my own coach, talking to mentors. I mean, I check all the boxes on the personal development front, but how I knew that journaling was my go-to method, the kind of method above all other methods for me, is because when I would dabble in these other methods, say reading a book or chatting with my coach, I would almost always, at the end of that day, journal about it. The thought process would continue. I'd capture what happened in the conversation or in the book, and then I would just start free-flowing my thoughts around what I learned about that and what else that's making me think about and what other questions I have as a result of it. So journaling for me is at the center of my personal development wheel. There's a lot of different spokes that come out of it. I love that stuff. I can't get enough of it, but it's just in the center for me, and I really appreciate that because I think there's, at some point in my life, I'm going to be looking back in these journals, and this has already happened for me, and just feel very proud of what I've accomplished since then, and very reminded of, oh, that time was really challenging, but I made it out, or hey, I forgot about that idea I had, or that dream that I was once thinking about, and it's going to spark something good in my life, and I'm just really, really confident about that coming back around, coming full circle for me. So if you haven't found your go-to personal development method yet, start with journaling. Try that out. The 7-day journal journey is made just for that. If you're like, nah, I've tried journaling, not so sure, I'd still say try it out. I'm offering 7 different journaling methods for you to try. But if you're like, no, Kelsey, I've tried, I hear what you're saying, but I gotta try something else, then do just that. Try something else. Commit to the next 30 days of trying new styles of personal development. Maybe you sign up for an online class, or you're going to go to the library 1 day a week to look at the books in the self-help section. I don't know what it's going to look like for you, but just get that action going. The action will generate some type of momentum, and you'll start to see what type of personal development is best for you. Until next time, have a great day.